Just a rolling start.
Yeah.
How long you guys been doing it so far on your own?
Yeah, 4.5.
Yeah, something
This
like
is
that.
4.5 years.
2021.
It's been this long since you guys broke out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Time really flying.
And I know you don't know much about this podcast, so I'll give you just like a quick brief of what this show is dedicated to: the shape of the earth.
Are you Lord Jamar?
This entire pod is not about current events, not about music. We're strictly here to figure out what the shape of the earth.
Controversial episode.
I came in here. They didn't get on the same path as me. That was the greatest podcast episode I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Hold on, but before we get to that, hold on.
You guys are paying attention.
But before we
Paying attention, I watched it 3 fucking times. I subscribed to Professor Dave. I watch his YouTube shit to this day.
he's not lying. He's dead serious.
Yo,
I came in here like, yo, have y'all seen?
What's up with you and Jamar and the fucking flat earthers, son?
Yeah.
What's going on with the flat earthers, kid? This shit don't make no sense, kid.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about what the shape of the earth is, son?
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be 5% peace to the gods in the earth. So this motherfucker talk about some flat earth.
Right.
You know when motherfuckers talk when their breath go away? I don't give a fuck, man. This shit don't matter. Does it affect you going to work? It don't matter, son. What the fuck, man?
The funniest part about all this is this originally was a Zoom episode. We was gonna have Godfrey on Zoom, and I came in here. I'm like,
yo,
I think Godfrey lives in Manhattan. Why are we zooming?
And it was like, you and I said, yeah, man.
He's like, yeah, I'm right here. I'm like, yo,
and he was
you're
like,
10 minutes
come
away.
I said, where you at? Oh, shit.
And now he's here in the studio. So thank you for coming by,
Yeah,
Godfrey.
no doubt. Appreciate y'all. I know you guys.
Sort of.
Because I was like, aren't you? You're like, don't say it.
Don't fuck.
That's all right, though.
I do appreciate that you blindly accept podcast invitations, because when we got on Zoom, you were like, ain't you the guys?
Yeah, I'm coming over there.
Yeah,
Fuck that shit.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, because I watch, and listen, regardless of what happens in this biz, you know, everyone's doing their thing. Things happen. It is what it is, man. I mean, look at with the flat earther shit.
Yeah.
I hadn't even spoken to him in, man, over the shape of the earth. That's what's hilarious.
So y'all haven't spoken since then at all?
No, because I didn't do anything.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. He was like talking about the shape of the earth. And I go, all right, hey, why don't you have, like, when we bring, because we're going to bring Neil deGrasse Tyson on there.
Okay.
Because he said that he was going to debate him.
Because Chuck Nice, my man Chuck Nice is his co-host on his show, Star Talk. Mm-hmm. I've done Star Talk with him. I did Neil deGrasse Tyson's show on Nat Geo.
Okay.
We shot at the planetarium on 8, so I know, and I said, yeah, let's call Neil deGrasse, because let's put a black man on there to talk to another black man.
Right.
So, and Neil deGrasse was too busy. So he's like, well, this guy, Dave, the science communicator, said, hey, man, I'd like to debate this dude.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Well, you're leaving out a part. Because
What part
after
am I-
you guys had that conversation,
Yeah.
Professor Dave did his reaction video
To
with
Lord
a glass
Jamar.
of cognac in his hand, which I grabbed some as well to watch that reaction video.
We're all drinking now.
I'm just like, oh, no, I'm on board. I said, Professor Dave is in the mix?
Yo. So I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
It's science, man.
Right.
It's a debate. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
And I go, hey, I got a guy, because of course I didn't surprise him. Ta-da.
Yeah.
Right.
We said, hey, would you like to? He goes, yeah, I'll come through.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's on there, and before he even got on the screen, yo, fuck that motherfucker. I was in a shock. I was like, oh shit, uh-oh. So I just kept quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. You want to battle? And he said, I'll even go against Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's not a real astrophysicist. He's an actor. I was like, huh? Dude, if you guys, I'm a real nerd. So Carl Sagan was the original Cosmos. You know who Carl Sagan is?
No.
Well, Carl Sagan was Neil deGrasse Tyson hosts Cosmos. But the original host of Cosmos was Carl Sagan, this white dude, dark hair. And I love Carl. I grew up on Carl Sagan watching Cosmos because I was into astronomy and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And so he was Neil deGrasse Tyson's mentor.
Okay.
Neil deGrasse is from the Bronx.
Yes.
And when he was studying, Neil deGrasse was an all-state wrestler. It was a free, and he's also, and then when I got into science, I met, Carl Sagan. He gave me like a blessing, boom, boom. So that's how his life has been. He's a real scientist. And so he goes, yeah, I'll debate anybody. And I said, cool.
Right.
This will be awesome.
Yeah.
And what's funny, he says, oh, I was just doing it for clicks. I go, who isn't doing shit for clicks?
Right.
That's how you live.
That's how you titled an episode.
I need clicks. That's how you get money.
Right.
And so he got on there, and when he said what he said before the guy got on, I go, oh boy. So I just sat there, and Dave stood his ground.
Yeah.
You know, and he went at him. And
Dave is also a very, how do I put it? Arrogant.
Yes.
Arrogant with stipulations, because what he's saying is factual. It can piss somebody off just the way he's speaking.
He's snarky and fucking, if you understand what a ball is, idiot. It's gravity, dumbass.
He's gonna piss
Go ahead.
He's gonna piss somebody from New Rochelle. He's gonna piss off the way he speaks.
Yeah, the way he's talking. Yeah, of course. But when you're right, you're right.
Yeah,
that's my thing. And I'm like, you handle this. I just want to watch. I'm not trying to go back and forth.
Right.
You know, because I know science, but I'm not that deep in it like that. You know, but you really want to battle this flat earth shit? Because for me, I understand why flat earthers have come into play. I understand, because we're lied to so much, just in general. Government lies to us, lies to us about food. They lie to us about everything. So I understand when people go, conspiracy theories. That's where conspiracy theories come from. Yeah. Well, is there the presence of God? Is there such thing as a Jesus? You get it, because motherfuckers lie a lot. So I understand the flat earth thing.
Right.
And what's funny is there's some things about flat earth that make sense. You go, you know what? That kind of makes sense. I like people that even if they're wrong, they have some shit that you go, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And that makes for good, good conversation. And so, go ahead. What are you going to say?
I'm a huge conspiracy theorist, and they accused me of being a flat earther for a long time. And granted, I went through the same YouTube rabbit holes that I'm sure Lord Jamar did as well. And I was like, nah, this is probably bullshit. But I still believe in a lot of other conspiracies.
There was some stuff that made sense. Yeah. You know, perspective wise, okay, if this is this, why don't we see the curvature? Then I brought my buddy Calvin Stiggy. He's a pilot, Jamaican. My boy's Jamaican is all hell. And he studied geospace engineering, and he protected Obama. He was an Air Forceman. Like, he did the Tom Cruise shit that he could do the tricks and all. Yeah. So he said, what blood clot? The earth is round. He's like, I seen the curvature. And when a Jamaican is saying that shit.
Yeah, you got to believe it.
When a Jamaican goes, I seen no bomber clot. It was good. I was on 80,000 felt bomber clot. Yeah. When they go bomber clot.
You got to believe him.
He said bomber clot.
Yeah.
Vibe said the same thing. Like, he said he didn't kill that person.
I was on the ear. I saw the bomb. He said bomber clot.
It's real.
So it's real. Yeah. So there is curvature. It is what it is. It's like, because I don't know, because I don't fly. I don't, so what if those pictures that we have seen of the earth are fake? What if they are? Because we're not satellites. I'm not Superman where I can fly and go, it is round. What if they're lying to us? Because we're here on the planet. We don't know what the fuck they're doing up there.
Right.
I'm saying they could be lying.
Yeah.
With the moon landing, the moon landing.
I'm still on the side of no.
I'm doubting that shit, especially after those space cunts went up there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the cosmic cunts or
call them by the proper names, the cosmic cunts.
The cosmic cunts went up. Yeah.
Did they go up? They bitches didn't go to space.
There was some air and first of all, where's your helmet?
At minimum, like
first of all, where's your pressure suit? They didn't even have at least motorcycle helmets.
I saw Armageddon.
They could go like this and open and go, wow, we're in bed. I'm just saying, I don't mean to insult them, but I was just like, and then you have fucking Katy Perry describing what the fuck happened. I go, why would you pick her? Yeah. She's like, it was just love. It was love and connection and just love. And we were just there and connect. What the fuck are you talking about? We're talking science. Like, hey, I felt the gravitational pull. And then Bezos' wife with that fucking, you would think that she had all that face shit done, that the gravity would have, her whole shit would have been like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The
every needle hit
forces
itself.
fucked my whole operation up. Her shit would have been like, she would have looked like a fucking, it was, there was no effect on that.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then we're like this, woohoo, we're in space.
Yeah.
If you're in space, if you're on a high-speed fucking train, you're like this, oh shit, right? If you're, fucking,
I do that getting off the FDR.
Right. You're like, oh shit, goddamn. But you're in space and you're just going, woo! Who the fuck does that?
Look at my daisy.
Yeah. Oh my God. A daisy means connection. And then they came out like, yeah. If you come from space, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that was intense.
Dun, you know?
Yeah.
And then Bezos tried to open a door. They already opened it up.
It was already open,
He was like, fuck it. Close it. Fuck.
Take two.
Take two. He's like, woo.
Yeah.
Well, we saw it.
Yeah.
No angst to make sure his wife is okay.
Yeah. And you know what? And then it's like, our bodies can't handle those kind of forces. You know, when you're in an airplane 35,000 feet and your pressure, and then come on, there's pilots that go higher than that.
Yeah.
The fuck you talk? These pilots are up there with helmets on and oxygen and you, and you're higher than they are, but you're like, space, the final frontier,
These are the people.
Right. Even
These are the people we chose.
The motherfuckers are like, Spock, we have to go in turbo. Spock. Doc. He's like this, Captain, I don't think we can make that. He's like, damn it, Jim.
Even on TV, this makes no sense. We can't do that.
Star Trek looked like real space. Like, I don't think we can make it. I think that force will suck us in. Spock, we have to get there, Spock. Right? And these motherfuckers like, space. We were there. It was love. It was connection.
Like it was brunch.
It's not time for feminism in that high altitude. The fuck is wrong with you?
There's no feminism.
Is there any gender in space? Finally, we solved it.
It was connection. And what the fuck?
Not that she found about love up there. It was the fact that she decided 2 days later that she needed to learn how to walk again.
Did you see that concert she was doing? That shit was trash. Her concert was garbage. Straight basura. That shit was so bad. She was. I said, maybe she did go to space because she had rickets.
They left her up there.
She got rickets. Gravitational forces done fucked her knees up.
Oh my God.
That's when she was in that dressed as a fucking, that was, at least she should have been dressed in that to go to space.
Yeah.
But they were all these sexy suits. And then there's Gayle King, right? And there's Oprah's body double. And then I call her Oprah's stunt double. Because if Oprah's like in a car scene and she rolls out, it's Gayle.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can
And then
picture
you
it in my
pause
head.
it. Yo, it's Gayle King rolling out the car. And there's two scientists who are real scientists. The girl that's the Vietnamese girl who was actually, she was like sexually assaulted when she was a science. Yeah, she's gone through a lot. She's actually a real astrophysicist or whatever. And the black girl, it's in the middle. There's the Vietnamese chick. No, the Vietnamese chick in the front that's the lowest. And the black, they're two real astroscientists. So I think they brought them in to just keep the hoax going. Yeah. But it was some bull. They went straight to Katy Perry first. And I said, oh, this is bullshit. They fucked up.
Yeah.
And she's like, it was just love and connection. We're just there.
She was on love. Gayle kind of had a little sassy attitude when she landed.
She was like this. She's like, have you been to space? Then you tell me. I'm sorry.
Bitch, we asked you what happened up there.
But your friend is Jeff Bezos. Space cost $1 million a ticket. I was just on kayak to get my ticket to go to North Carolina. Fuck you talking about? I was using my flyer miles and negotiating, just trying to go a 2-hour flight. And you talking about, have you been to space? That's when I knew it was bullshit. I'm sorry. Have you been to space? So when you get to space, let me know. Have you been to space? No, we haven't. You're the only ones that have obviously been there. Because guess what? You weren't.
Right.
That's why you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
Flint doesn't have clean water, and you went to space for funsies.
You went to space.
Oh my God. I totally forgot about that.
That Flint didn't have clean water?
No. I went to Flint. I'm talking about this space voyage that Gail King and them went on.
Because remember, she had the interview, she goes, people don't believe it. She goes, have you been to space? If I have a friend named a friend at Jeff Bezos, I'll go.
Right.
And he'll pay for my ticket. But you didn't go to space either. Have you been to space? You obviously haven't either because you're not explaining anything to us. You could have been like, well, the gravitational forces, it was really amazing. We saw cosmic dust and just some space talk. Like you could have been at least like, I think we saw like Halley's Comet come by.
Right.
And we saw there's asteroid. We were able to see, the moon and the craters and the da-da-da. I mean, I know some science. Like, tell us something.
Right.
You were like this. Have you been to space? Well, if you don't know space, shut your ass up. And you know how they use the word space now, just in general. I just love this space that we're in. So, that's Katy Perry.
What that was. Yeah.
We were in a space in space. It was sort of a safe space in space, which was sort of space-like.
They were in
a spacecraft. So everything's about space.
Everything's about space. Respect our space.
So spacey that I'm spacey from the space. And in this space, I was able to really be in a safe place for space. And this is a good working space for me. And, and people who don't know about this space know nothing about space.
So where are you on the side of the flat Earth
I still want to take Lord Jamar to Antarctica.
Do you remember when they did the experiment?
They recently.
The dude paid $35,000 a piece for these flat earthers to go to, because they say that Antarctica, there's an end at Antarctica, there's some other like big fucking land. Okay, there's a wall.
Yeah.
So this dude's
But
like,
the Rothschilds on the other side.
I'm right. I'm going to take
I'm serious. There's a Rothschild Island right there. It's Rothschild. Go to Google Maps. It exists.
Is there a Rothschild Island?
In Antarctica, yeah.
I believe that, though.
No, it's a fact.
It's like a snow castle?
Listen, I'm saying that the Earth is round. I'm also saying that the Rothschilds own an island in Antarctica.
And I believe that. And I believe
along with that.
It could be the Soroses, the Rothschilds, the Rockefeller. Yeah, I believe all that shit.
Yeah.
Now, but as far as like, he goes, okay, I'm going to take you guys to Antarctica, fly you all out. This guy, scientist, paid $35,000 a piece.
Yeah.
I got the money. And then we're going to sit there and watch the sun. If the sun stays in the air, stays out for 24 hours, the Earth's round. They were like, okay, bet. And they camped out. That fucking sun stayed there. And they were like, that's CGI. That's fucking AI.
So they
were there.
They took like flat earther influencers. Like they took the Kendall Jenner of flat Earth down there.
Right.
And then when they got there, there was like, the 24-hour sun exists. Like
it's real.
Then they exiled them like some Scientology shit. Like they kicked them out of the flat earther community.
Yeah, they're out.
Because they were like, guys, I was there. I promise you that was not.
They were like, it's round. Earth is round. It's right.
Like we were wrong.
So now they're kicked out of the fraternity.
Yes.
They're freaking kicked out. You're out of here. You think it's fucking round? You think it's a sphere? You're out of here, asshole.
And the internet is just the worst place because
that's how they make their money, though.
When looking at the flat Earth shit, when I started on that rabbit hole, they were telling me like, there's no flights from Argentina to Australia. And I was like, damn, why is that the case? Then I went on Priceline. I'm like, nah, you can fly.
Yeah.
Like they just put out misinformation as a fact. And if you don't double check it,
Delta doesn't go to Trinidad. I just found that out yesterday. They don't. So
it's got to be a triangle. If you look at the flag of Trinidad.
To go there. JetBlue does. Though.
Yeah, you can get there.
Just not on their route. They show the lines. JetBlue has more lines. No, we're going to Trinidad.
At one flat earther rabbit hole I went down, they showed footage of everyone taking off from Australia, and they said they were forcing everyone to put the windows down so you couldn't see.
But these,
that's a bit much.
I said, where are we at right now?
I got to give credit to flat earthers that keep going. They'll go like this, but no.
And
how come the wing was tilted?
Yeah.
Guess what that means? That's the flat earth, the gravity. And then we were talking about, there was a thing about buoyancy. You saw that?
Yeah, of course.
Like, okay, how come when you dip
the tennis ball
in a ball in water, like a tennis ball, and you spin it, the water comes off. How come the water doesn't fly off the earth? He goes, hey, dummy, because the earth is a gigantic fucking mass. a humongous mass, and gravity exists, and there's a force that keeps us down. You know, when you throw a ball up, it goes fucking down.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you know where down is? Remember, he's like, do you know where down is? And in buoyancy, in the equation, if you can even pop it up, the equation for buoyancy, there's a G for gravity on the other side of the equal side.
Right.
A G is in the equation for buoyancy.
Right.
And
It's
again,
in the equation. Why do things float? There's gravity.
Right.
In the equation. Go ahead.
I'm stupid. So it's not like I'm sitting here like I know everything.
No, me either.
But this shit makes more sense to me than someone just screaming, hey, a ball can't, what's their famous line? Can't hold water or whatever the fuck they say.
Right.
It's... And I'm like, no, when they said it, I was like, that's a great point. And
But
it was easily disproven right here.
It's a great point.
Like, here's the thing, I have a lot of love and respect for Lord Jamar. I don't want to make it seem like I'm clowning Lord Jamar.
Clowning him,
I was on his side in the beginning, and I thought
Listen,
you making up some great points, and then Professor Dave just was like, dog, all right, let me break this down for you.
And Neil deGrasse Tyson, have you heard when him and Terrence Howard wrote some stuff, some scientific theories, and Terrence was like, I believe that the planet, there's no such thing as zero. Because if you see, I've done a lot of calculations. He sounds light-skinned. That's what he sounds light-skinned. I love Terrence Howard. He sounds light-skinned, though. I sound like a dark-skinned. He sounds light-skinned. See, nobody dark-skinned sounds like that.
He hits S's like every light-skinned
Here's the thing, though. You have to understand the philosophy and astronomical calculation. I've done this for a long time. He sounds light-skinned. That's what I love about him. But he ain't no joke, though. He don't play that bullshit, though. That motherfucker will smack shit out of somebody. He's real deal. He ain't no fucking, he ain't no punk. That's one thing.
Whether he was playing a pimp, a rapper,
he's fucking amazing.
He wears the same thing and looks exactly the same in every role. It doesn't matter.
And I love him to be that guy.
President of the United States.
That Batman thing, where he meets Batman, like he goes, oh, what's up, Batman? He goes, it's Batman. Okay, Batman.
That's what I said. I said Batman.
I said Batman. That shit is hysterical.
But when you say things with conviction, like he does.
Right, because Neil deGrasse actually looked at the paper he wrote and said, I looked at it, but I just didn't have time to, but there's some things that he said that weren't right, but I give him credit for his effort.
Okay.
There's this thing they call, what's the theory they call, where you think you know enough, you think you know something, but you don't have enough information to really know, and you don't know what you're talking about. There's a theory. Was it called?
Dunning-Kruger? No, that's when you don't know you're stupid. Cognitive dissonance.
It's not cognitive dissonance. It's shit. It's a theory where you
narcissism.
You don't know. That's a good one, right? Where you think you have a certain amount of information to make you think you know everything, but you don't have enough. Something like that.
The district attorney.
Puffy's lawyers. Is it okay? Read that. Can you read that?
The phrase "you don't know what you don't know" highlights the limitations of human knowledge and the potential for gaps in understanding. It emphasizes that there are often things we are unaware, we don't know, which can lead to misunderstandings or flawed assumptions. Right.
So it's that. And so Neil deGrasse said, that's what he has. He has that. That's what he has. But I love we're scientists.
Yeah.
We've done experiments over and over and over.
Right.
This is what we do. And I'm not knocking him, but what you're talking about is wrong.
Right.
Because I'm a fucking scientist. Because
I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Acting.
Right.
Like, Terrence is an amazing actor.
Yeah.
That's like me telling you about acting. You don't know it like I do.
Right.
And so that was really interesting that, and my thing is science is there to be debated. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong. Even though they've since the days of Einstein and Bohr and all these scientists that have, they have all these different types of, they have their own theories, they have their own calculations and equations. even back then, Madame Curie, they all did science experiments for tons of them.
Mm-hmm.
So these motherfuckers know what they're talking about. And it's okay to debate them. Just be ready to get smart.
Right. Just be ready to be wrong.
This is their actual job. Like,
right. Just get ready. You know what I'm saying?
It's like getting in a scene with Denzel and be like, I know how to act. All right.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Huh? So what are we going to do? We're going to work. Huh? You're going to keep your mouth shut. Huh? Is that what you're telling me? You think you know?
And now I'm sitting here like, I don't know how to act.
It's like that girl said, what do I need to do to be a comedy actor? He said, learn, shut up, turn off your phone. Practice, train, right?
It was, who was Menace to Society? Who directed that? Which brothers?
Was it
Hudlin? No, not the Hudlin.
I think it was the Hudlin. Yeah, I think it was.
No, was it Hudlin brothers?
No.
Oh no, was it Bill Duke?
No. Menace to Society is the brothers.
You know,
I think it was Bill
Duke. You know you done fucked up. You remember that one, right? With Bill Duke was the one.
It was the Hughes brothers. Okay.
The Hughes brothers.
Oh, Bill Duke was the one who said, you know you done fucked up.
Yeah,
right?
he was in it. He was actually in it, yeah.
So Alan Hughes was doing a podcast, I think it was like with Neil Brennan maybe, and was talking about directing Denzel for the first time. And anytime he had any type of note or real direction, Denzel would just yell, 32, 32. He'd do it for the whole week. And then Alan Hughes realized he was saying the amount of movies he's done and saying, shut the fuck up.
Hilarious.
32, 32. Like, don't tell me what the fuck I'm doing right now.
That is hilarious. 32.
For a whole week, he's like, why does he keep yelling this number?
We thought he was calling an audible. 32, set, 45, hit 5.
32 is crazy.
But it's, that's what I like. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, let me do what I do.
You just saw me in a gang of movies.
Right.
Got an Oscar real quick.
Right. Shh. Let me do what I do.
Know what I'm doing.
Right. He's like, Den, can you no.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Do you see me directing you? Huh? Huh?
Right.
Ha ha. It's in that 32.
That's a
it happened to me. I was on a set, and when it comes to comedy, like I just feel like most people can't.
What's the difference for you between, let's say, stand up and then actual
situational comedy?
Yeah.
I'm good at both. Not everybody. A lot of comedians can transfer into acting. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. A lot of comedians can go from stand-up to like sketch comedy and stuff like that because we have that timing thing. We do character work on stage, so we can adjust easier. I'm not saying we're all going to be the greatest at it, but that's why they pick a lot of comics on a lot of sketch stuff because we kind of know, because a lot of sketches come from comics that they've watched. They'll steal a joke and just extend it into a sketch. You feel me?
Yeah.
So a lot of times, a lot of writers from the SNLs and the whatever will go to comedy clubs to get premises. Oh yeah, and you'll go, wait a minute, that looks like my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why we can think in sketch too, because a lot of comics are writers.
Right.
You got Michael Che, you got Colin Jost. They're all comics.
Yeah.
There's a lot of my comic friends write a lot of sketches. They're all comedians. So
even John Mulaney was the head writer at SNL, right?
Yeah, sketch. Yeah, but he's a stand-up. So a lot of us are stand-up. Colin Quinn was a stand-up. Dennis Miller, a stand-up. So we can get into acting. A lot of comics can become dramatic actors too. Because we're angry. First of all, we're fucking angry. Comedy comes from anger, pain, and shit like that. You look at some great actors, Robin Williams. You look at Michael Keaton was a stand-up.
Really?
What? In the 80s? Yeah, Michael's stand-up comic. Michael Keaton, who's one of the greatest actors there. Michael Keaton was a stand-up. Kevin Pollak is stand-up. Who else was? Richard Pryor was a good actor. Richard Pryor could act his ass off. You got Eddie Murphy. We can keep going. There's a lot of stand-ups that can become actors. Rosie O'Donnell was a stand-up comic. Roseanne Barr, stand-up comic. We could just, it's easier. It's harder for an actor to do comedy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But drama, it's easier for us to get into that shit.
So we've seen Robert De Niro try to be a comedic actor for the last 20 years.
And it's funny because
go back to doing mafia movies. I like your parents too.
But even
we got to
remember the actors.
I'm trying to be a comedian.
There was a show called The Actors Studio.
Yeah, I remember.
With James Lipton. Yeah. I love that. When
favorite Chappelle interview.
Chappelle did it. Yeah. And he asked De Niro, what's the hardest thing for you as an actor? He goes, comedy. It's so difficult. Denzel said it, comedy. Kim Basinger said comedy. It's harder than drama. And it doesn't get rewarded the way it should be. I think a funny movie should be rewarded because that's hard. Yeah. Because you already go into, when you're going to go see a funny movie, you already got attitude. This shit better be funny.
Right.
Shit.
Right.
Well, shit, fuck that. You know, you don't go into the drama going, I better cry like a bitch. Because the Notebook had me snotting bubbles, baby.
I better cry like a bitch.
I better cry like a bitch. Do I want to lose breath in this motherfucker? You never do that.
Yeah, nah.
You just go, drama's a drama. You don't always go to funny. Oh, that shit wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
It's way harder because there's an expectation.
Yeah.
You know, with drama, you can have laughter, you can cry, you can. Comedy's like, I come for one fucking reaction.
So you grew up in Chicago.
Yep.
Is it tougher, like the comedy scene, the comedy clubs in Chicago? Is it tougher than New York, or is New York by far the toughest city for comedy?
Right now, I don't know the landscape of comedy as far as coming up, because I've been doing it over 25 years, so I don't. But I knew in Chicago, I mean, New York had just more stages.
Okay.
New York, and I was coming up during the Def Jam times, and I ain't gonna lie, the urban shit was wild as fuck. Like, woo, these New York motherfuckers were like, boo, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't even go up yet.
Yeah, they went to boo.
They be like, I'm just letting you know what's about to happen to you, son. Don't be corny out here, son.
Yeah.
Swear to God, son. All you see was Pele jackets and fucking Echo jackets and shit like that. You just like this and shit. Like,
make me laugh.
Shit.
Make me laugh.
Like, ain't you on a date?
Hey, man, you go there and the motherfuckers like this. Yeah, all right. You're like, damn, son. What the fuck? You in Brook? I did all. But in Chicago, we had our urban circuit because I came under Bernie Mac's club. So it was me, Deion Cole. I would see Deion Cole, Corey Holcomb, D. Ray Davis. I see Mike Epps would come from Indianapolis. Cedric would come from St. Louis. So we was under Bernie Mac shit. So we were doing urban, like Chicago urban scene was like, you know, we had Bishop Don Juan, you know, the guy that hangs out with Snoop. I knew him before Snoop, though. He knew me as an amateur. When I shot Soul Playing with Snoop, Bishop came on the set and greeted me first.
Wow.
He came on, he said, baby, man, I'm proud of you, baby, man. Man, I remember when you first started, baby, you represent Chicago.
Yeah.
And Snoop was like, how the fuck you know? I said, I'm from Chicago, Snoop. He goes, that's why I fuck with you, dog.
Yeah.
I love Chicago. I said, yeah, we used to do pimp shows in Chicago where the pimps would come, Bernie Mac, and it would be the Chicago Bulls when we was winning. Yeah. When we was giving the Knicks handing that they ass, boy.
A lot of years of that. A lot of years of that. Yeah.
That was the greatest playoff shit ever. But that was the time when I was coming to New York wearing Jordan t-shirts, just being an asshole. And Cats was like, no, fuck you, man. I go, yo, I'm not playing in the game, bro. Go say that to Jordan, man. Yeah. Say it to me. I'm right here telling jokes, bro. Right. I did shit like that. I dug myself in a hole every time I'd be wearing Jordan shit. Like Jordan had like real special, like he had a store. It was Jordan's had a restaurant in Chicago, and there were t-shirts you could only get from that store. So I would buy these exclusive. So I had one where he's a cyborg, Jordan, the greatest. And I came on stage with that shit in Brooklyn. I was in Brooklyn. I think I went up after Chappelle or DC Benny. Went up there, was like, yo, fuck Chicago. I go, you're losing. It does no good. Jordan's still going to score 50. You being mad here at this comedy show is going to do you no good, my friend. He will still score 50.
Did you know
the only reason why you're in Madison Square Garden is for Michael Jordan?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't forget.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Did you know in Chicago at that time, because that list you just named off coming under the Bernie, like
this is all Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was like the guy, and my boy Evan Lionel, my big brother, is the one that got Bernie, that hooked Bernie up. People don't know Evan. Evan's like this old Chicago dude, my big brother, who started like the black comedy circuit when he was in college, and he was the first guy to put money in our pockets, and he's the one that brought Bernie into the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got footage on Bernie doing open mics.
Crazy.
Wow.
He got shit on Bernie doing open mics. I've seen it.
Wow.
When Bernie wasn't rich, when Bernie was just funny with his little glasses and shit. Some of my bitch.
Right.
Fuck your motherfucker. Yeah. He got footage on all of us when we first started. Evan Lionel. Remember that name? He's the one that stopped Bernie from a life of crime. He's the one that went to high school with Bernie, Chicago Vocational High School, Bernard McCullum. You know what I mean? Crazy. He said, Bernie, man, come do my shows, do that. You talented. That's the dude we need to talk about, Evan Lionel, for real. He brought us all into that, you know what I'm saying? He's still in LA, and anytime Chicago, anything that happens with Chicago, we always let him know, wow, I'm in town. You know, he looks out for Chicago shit. So D-Ray, all of us came through there. I saw everybody. D.L. Hughley came through there, everybody. Then we had a club called All Jokes Aside, which was an all-black comedy club for like 7 years. And it was all black. And it wasn't black night at a white establishment, because most of the black nights are at a mainstream establishment.
Excuse me, urban nights.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Those urban people nights. The rough nights, you see, economically. No. But what's funny is the urban nights are what keeps the clubs open.
Absolutely.
They make the most money, but they won't say anything about that. Because and what's funny is most of the African-American headliners are the reasons why a lot of these comedy clubs survive. It isn't the white ones. It isn't the, it's like the black ones always kept shit going, because the urban nights made more. It was packed. Yeah. Because it was like, ooh, this is our night, you know? And that's where I came from, watching all of the Mark Curry. I just watched all the greats come through there, man. Like, it was like, holy shit.
No, Rory and
Maul, I am tired of seeing these ads where it looks like it's a great price and then you get the bill later and it is not what they advertise. But that does not happen with Boost Mobile. You pay $25 a month forever.
Did you say $25 a month?
$25.
I thought you said $35.
Not with Boost. It's $25 every single time.
No hidden fees. 5G speeds not available in all areas. After 30 GB, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan. So, speaking of going back in those days, we coming up on the BET Awards next week.
Oh, they don't invite me to that shit, but go ahead.
You said don't invite you?
I never get invited to it.
Really?
I don't get invited to any of that shit.
We just got invited because of Boost Mobile.
Yeah, well,
that's great.
Thanks to Boost Mobile. But you were on like Comic View. You did the BET Comic View.
I did that after they started paying us normal money, because they used to pay you $150 and make you pay your own way. I found that out, and I said, I'm with SAG. I ain't doing that shit. I'm like, I'm with SAG after. Then they go, we have SAG, we'll pay you this. And I go, okay, now gentleman's salary, that's cool. Yeah. I'll do it now. Yeah. So I did it in Atlanta, like 2000, 2001.
Comic View was big though.
It was huge, but I didn't want to do it. $150, now I'm good.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did it. I did it 4 times. I did it LA, Chicago, New Orleans, and Atlanta. Okay. And yeah, it worked out. You know, I was happy because I liked Comic View. People were watching the shit out of it. It was its highest rated show. And I said, well, you pay us decent. Right. I'll do it. Right. So yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Another platform that I always speak about a lot, that I absolutely love growing up, that I think, you know, we don't speak about or give enough praise to, In Living Color.
Oh man, come on, man.
Keenan Ivory Wayans, the Wayans family.
Genius.
Genius. How important is a show like that to black comics?
Man, it's super important, because you look at something like SNL, and you had Eddie Murphy, who changed the game. But let's give Garrett Morris some props, because he was the first black member in 1975. Right. But then Eddie Murphy took it to a level of, he's the greatest SNL member ever. Ever.
So by far.
Because he was the only member to host while he was on the show. He hosted SNL while he was on the show. Eddie Murphy brought it to number 1. SNL was in 3rd place. Eddie Murphy brought it to number 1. Period. Like, ain't nobody fucking with Eddie Murphy. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Ain't nobody. And there's some great ones. Will Ferrell's great. Mike Myers. There's a lot. Tim Kazurinsky, Joe Piscopo. A lot of great ones, like Mary Gross. There was like, what's her name? The one who does the Superstar. Molly Shannon, like, Sherry O'Terry. Like, there's some great, but no one's fucking with Eddie Murphy. No way. I'm sorry. Eddie was the shit. And that was important. And everybody wanted to be Eddie Murphy. We were like, Eddie, we all wanted to be Eddie Murphy. And then when In Living Color came, you go, what? An all-black sketch? Because you were used to seeing all-white sketch. Because most sketch, like improv, I come from Chicago, where Second City. That's where a lot of people from SNL come from.
Yeah, John Belushi was
Belushi, Stephen Colbert, Chris Farley. I worked as a barback in Second City. I got a job.
Wow.
My friend was working. She goes, "You want a job?" I go, "Yeah, I'm off for college." And she's like, "Yeah, you want to work in the bar?" I said, "Yeah, fuck it. Wash dishes, make drinks." And that's when I saw Chris Farley. And I go, "Who's that fat dude? That dude's funny as shit." Tim Meadows and them, I would watch them. I'm like 16, 17. I'm like, "Yo, that fat dude's slamming himself into the table and shit." And he was from Wisconsin, but he lived in Chicago. But a lot of Stephen Colbert, a lot of people came. What's her name? Sherry O'Terry came from Second City. What's the main lady? Tina Fey. They're all from Second City, Chicago. So their sketch is big in Chicago. All the improv, Olympics, but it was very white. It wasn't not a lot of black people, not a lot of Asians, nothing. It was white dominated. So to see In Living Color was like, yo, what the fuck? And Jim Carrey gives credit to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he goes, SNL rejected me. The black people accepted me. Jim Carrey's like, nobody chose me. Nobody hired me. But it was Keenan Ivory Wayans, who's a fucking genius. Keenan is the one that made me who I am. Jim Carrey said, and Jim Carrey is the first guy I ever opened up for in Chicago.
Really?
Illinois Institute of Technology. My friend was an engineering student, and she was head of the student activity, the black student. She goes, "You want to open up for Jim Carrey?" Because I had just started. I said, "Are you fucking kidding me? I love Jim Carrey." So I opened up for him. I did 10 minutes with Harlan Williams, if you know Harlan Williams. Yeah. And that was my first big, that was when Jim, right before he blew up for Pet Detective, I was in the basement with this motherfucker just talking to him. He was the nicest dude. And now I'm friends with his daughter. Years later, I know Jane, my boy used to date her. Now I'm cool with his daughter, which is insane.
That's wild.
What was that convo like in the basement?
He was just like, I was like, "Oh, so what are you doing?" Like, "Hey, what are you up to now?" "Well, I got this." We were just talking normal shit. He goes, "Oh, you're really funny." And it was just, and I have a picture with him. Like, and that's when, and then after that, he just, he's so fucking talented. He's scary talented. Yeah. But guys like Jim Carrey and Eddie Murphy and like from the Joan Rivers to the Rodney Dangerfield to the Richard Pryors to the Paul Mooneys to the Don Rickles I grew up watching greats, man. Sammy Davis Jr. Like I grew up watching cold motherfuckers, man. Yeah. I said, I gotta be like that. Being average to me is trash. I don't get that. Watching Michael Jordan, like a motherfucker who would practice after the games and shit. He would work on his shit. Like when you're used to watching that in your life, I go, that's how I want to be. I don't want to be okay. Fuck that.
Right.
I think it's sacrilege for people to pay money to watch average shit to me. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to like what I'm saying.
Right.
But as far as my skill level is the key.
Right.
I grew up watching skilled performers. And this is an era of mediocre motherfuckers, man. Mediocre shit. Yeah. Mediocre shit. I'm sorry. It's not a hater thing. It's like, if you're good, I'm gonna say it. I go, yo, that's what I'm talking about. Mediocre shit. Like, come on now.
Do you think it's that, or we just have more access to seeing more people?
I think that the mediocrity has inspired more mediocre people.
Yeah, I agree.
Because when I was coming up, you go, I can't do that shit. Yeah. You would just watch it and go, damn, fuck, man. When you watch Jordan and you watching Ewing and all, you go, God, that's another level. Because I played baseball, football, I played all that. But to watch Shannon Sharp play ball, that's a whole nother level. Yeah. And I played college ball, but I was like, damn, there's people better than me. Yeah. Fuck, like, and you're like, I'm decent. Yeah. Oh, this dude, what the? When you go to the pro levels, I tell people, the pro level, that's why when people are in the stands talking shit about pro athletes, shh, keep your mouth shut. We all suck. That's why we're sitting here wearing this motherfucker's jersey, bitch. And your face is half painted with your dumb buddies.
We paid a lot of money to watch them.
Your face is half painted with their names on their bellies, you fucking bitches. And you're going, man, he missed that pass. You would have missed it too, stupid.
You wouldn't have been able to take the pass.
Right. You're a flag football champ. Shut your mouth. Yeah. These are flag. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, I really believe when you perform, you want people to go, God damn. Yeah. That's when that's how I take my shit. I only watch the best. So, but like this business is it's like, I didn't know show business was so weird where when you were good, the people had a problem with that. Yeah. I was like, wait, what? Because Bill Cosby, my first job was working with Cosby. Like I was an audience coordinator in Queens, New York. And I would, and to watch Cosby do his shit, motherfucker, no one, fucking with Cosby, bro. For real. Like I saw this shit. To see him do his work, I was like, ain't nobody fucking with him. Like, because Pryor wanted to be Cosby. People understand. He inspired Richard Pryor. Cosby is that. I know all this shit that's happened with him, but Cosby is the fucking king. For real.
What type of audience did he ask you to coordinate?
Oh, God. The fact that you waited for it, he was like this. He was like, wait, I got to say it. I don't like your eagerness. That pissed me off. He's like this. He's like,
and
okay, ready?
I love that you observed that.
What kind of
I was
audience
waiting to say it for sure.
You were like this.
Because you did the butt on the Cosby thing. So I was like,
you telegraphed it. You were like this.
I did.
It's like I saw the pitch coming. I smacked it out the park. You were like this.
What's funny is I was going to take it back in my head.
Like this.
But then when you said,
like
forget about the Cosby thing.
So, what did he coordinate?
Now, say it now.
That's
in my head. I was like,
that
1,
deserves
2,
a
3,
yuck.
4. Yeah,
Where's the Family Feud buzzer? Like your ass thought your ass was funny, boy.
Some of us
Top
are mediocre.
5 answers on the board. Here's the question: name something Rory wants to say when he has a joke in his head. Coordination. Shutting up was the number 1 answer. Shutting up was the
what? Rhythm.
Oh my
Rory
God.
Rory was like, that's all, folks. I saw you fumbling.
Well, God, you are
Rory. Fucking.
So you're defending him. You women.
No, whoa.
Sorry, Boost Mobile.
Damn, the Boost Mobile thing came off. Now they don't know.
How are we going to pay for these lights?
So, Godfrey, you are known for obviously your impressions.
Yeah.
Who's the one impression that you probably love doing the most? Like this
Trump,
is like,
man. I fucking.
Don't
This
get him
is such
started.
a great show. Very good. Boost Mobile. Very good. You should have me sponsor it. Boost is terrible. What are they boosting? Nothing. This is so great. So great. It's wonderful. This is a very good podcast. I've been to way better. But I think you can do better. I really believe you can.
Boost supports you, though.
Boost, yeah, they're wonderful, but they're pieces of shit. Let me tell you why. What they need is a boost from me. I should call them bootleg. That's what we should call them.
Which carrier would you use if you were to call in the nukes?
Calling the nukes. What carrier? There's many carriers out there. I know very carriers. There's Mariah Carey. There's a lot. There's Carrie the movie. That's a good movie. There's that one. There's so many carriers.
Yeah,
I know
Jim Carrey.
very good. I'm very what Jim Carrey's.
I know all the carriers.
There's a lot of carries. Lot of carries. Carrie Fishers. There's carries. So many carries. I know. I know a running back has lots of carries. So I'm very good at it. You're trying to trick me. That's very rude. Very rude. My vocabulary very extensive.
who are your when we talking about black comedians, obviously
Yes.
in Living Color, some great comics to come out of there.
But another thing about Living Color, they saved Fox, though. They literally
absolutely.
saved Fox, and then they changed the whole halftime highlight thing, because the halftime, they took the numbers away from halftime show. That's how big they were. So they changed television. They helped Fox, and because there was a time where they say black people don't sell, which was bullshit. They actually do sell. Tommy Davidson, because Tommy Davidson had come to my college and performed. That's where I really got inspired to do comedy in my 3rd year of college. I was
Underrated
like,
comedian ever to me.
no doubt. And I hung out with Tommy Davidson. And then when I started doing comedy, I did a premium blend on Comedy Central when Comedy Central was actually funny. And Tommy Davidson was my host, which was crazy, crazy. And he had remembered me. Oh, you showed me around your campus. Crazy shit. Yeah, but they saved Fox. Black people have saved, Eddie Murphy saved SNL. In Living Color saved Fox.
right.
Wesley Snipes saved Marvel in 99 because I hung out with Stan Lee 3 times. My friend used to work for Stan Lee. And when he was 89, And I was in his office, and he goes, yeah, Godfrey, let me show you a picture of, you see Wesley Snipes there, Wesley Snipes. He saved Marvel. We were going bankrupt if it wasn't for Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes saved fucking Marvel. And we ain't seen another, yeah, Blade did.
Wow.
Blade sold, Wesley, I remember.
Huge.
It was huge. And Blade 1 and 2. Then 3, they started fucking it up.
Yeah.
Brought Ryan Reynolds in, all these Parker Plaza. Like, it's getting corny now. And you never saw another Blade again. And then the Blade that was coming out, they stopped that production. 25 years later, there's no Blade, and it saved all of Marvel. Then when Blade showed up on Deadpool, people went like, oh my God. But black people sell. Right. Look at what Black Panther did. It went, it was the highest grossing Marvel film. We sell, man. You just don't want us to have anything. You got to get out of that old adage, man. We sell. You know why I know black people sell? Because you copy us all around the world. Everybody's DJing, pop locking, rapping. Fuck you. Like, black culture is the best culture on the planet. It just is. It's not, if it was Asian culture, I'd say it. Right. Black culture is the best because I see Asians on TikTok pop locking and DJing, blah, blah, blah. I see everybody doing black shit. So it's obviously selling. Right. You know what I'm saying? So fuck your adage, get with it, and just fucking let people rock. Like, black people sell. Right. We're fucking cool. I listen, I like white actors. I've been watching them all my life. Yeah.
All my life. You had no choice.
I had no choice. I love Steve McQueen. Yeah. I love Charles Bronson. Yeah, yeah. I love Clint Eastwood. I love. Yeah. Fuck. Right. There's other people. Right. Why can't there be Arab actors, Indian actors? Why can't, you ever see Monkey Man? Monkey Man is fire. It's with Dave Patel from Slumdog Millionaire, and like, the guy, the little nerdy kid.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
He made a movie called Monkey Man.
See that?
I gotta watch.
Jordan Peele produced it. Said, I'm going to produce it because he was trying to get it sold. It was like sort of like a John Wick, but in Indian style. It's fantastic. And he said, I'm tired of playing this stereotypical nerdy Indian dude. We know we can do action. We can do the stuff like the white guys do. And he sort of like funded it himself. Jordan Peele produced. It is fantastic. It's like, we don't mind seeing white actors, but the world, 7% of the world is white. 7%. Yeah. Population-wise. It's, you guys go by American standards. Yeah. 7% of the world is white. 7. The rest is brown. Where the fuck are we? What's wrong with showing us? Why is it killing you? To just, like, look what Sinners did. Save the box office again. It's saved, and it's an original script. $300, $400 million. And they tried to lie in Variety that wasn't doing well. And Ben Stiller said, why the fuck would you do that to them? Right. Ben Stiller stood up and said, why are you doing that? Sinners is murdering. We sell, man. It's just good stories. That's all. People want to see themselves. I don't want to see white rom-coms all the time. Motherfucking black dudes are smooth as fuck. Right. We fuck a lot. Fuck you talking about? Most of the times you get your swag from us. That's how you talk to women. Because you acting like us. Right. So, and you get intimidated when we walk in the room. So how are you the smoothest dude here? Right. Fuck out of here. Where are the black rom-coms? Where's everybody? That's all I'm saying. Yeah. It's like, I love the rom-coms, but 90s, black movies were fire. The Wood, fucking Two Can Play That, and then it went away. It's like, stop. It's like, enough with, get out of your fucking head. Nobody's trying to take over. Nobody's trying to do anything to you. We just want to win. Everybody can eat, man. But it's just these motherfuckers, they don't sell. What the fuck you talk about? Right. Where have you been? I've been to over 40 countries, and I see, every country I see, they're rapping. When I was in Lithuania, I did a show in Lithuania, of all places. They called me out there, did a show, some little festival, and they took me to a hip hop concert. It was all Lithuanians. I was the only black dude there. I'm laughing my ass off. Because these motherfuckers like, holding their dicks, hoodies, and I'm sitting there going, and it said, hip hoppers, and I said, you guys are acting like black people. And you know what's big in Lithuania? Basketball. That's why they get a lot of bump. They were hooping in the wintertime. It was cold then. They was hooping full courts. And coach shooting. They were like, oh no, basketball is like religion out here. I go, of course it is. You're being black right now. Of course it is. Yeah. When I'm in China, I'm in Beijing. Hip hop. I was like, what the fuck we talking about? They're getting afros. They're making their hair like ours. What do you mean we don't sell?
All the K-pop girl groups are
K-pop
acting like
is
black women.
That's all fucking Temptations, New Edition. It's black.
Yeah.
Black boy band shit. That's black. Steps. That's black.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it is what it is. Don't say that we don't sell. Don't say that. Enough. I'm just saying enough with the racial slurs, enough making fun of us, enough with the blackface, enough with that. We run rent free in people's heads. Black people are the most famous race because we run rent free in everybody's head.
Yeah.
Everybody's head. It's either they got something good to say or they're on, someone's doing the N-word, someone's wearing blackface. We get it. You can't get enough of us. You can't. It is what it is. We get it. You want our dicks, but you got to make fun because of insecurity. We ain't thinking about you. Honestly, we ain't thinking about you. We really not.
Right.
But the only way you exist is by calling us names. That just shows your existence. How about being a good human being and go, hey, what's up? That's what you do. But you got to call us names so you can show you exist because you know we really don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
We really don't. And you know if you come into the right person, you can get fucked up out here.
That's a fact.
And you know that.
Yeah.
Because motherfuckers out here got hands. There's a difference between
And feet.
I like how we do that. We just throw that little tidbit in it. We got hands.
Here, God. And I said about those South Africans that are coming here, try that apartheid shit out here. Try that. I'm black. Apartheid.
Yeah.
They will beat the accent out you out here. Motherfucker, you got it twisted. I know.
Yeah.
New York is a Dutch colony. It's an old Dutch colony, but this ain't
was sold.
1600s.
Yeah.
Be careful out here. These,
Right. Yeah.
don't, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a difference between hate and rage. We have rage.
Yeah.
You have hate for no reason. Rage is all of us. We have every reason to take your head off, but we don't do that because that's not our nature. That's not our nature. As long as you cool, we go, oh man, he cool as fuck.
Right.
But then, and we'll protect you if you cool. But then you go say some stupid shit. We're like, oh, we thought you, it's like, okay, here's a perfect example. It's like when Michael Richards said what he said. I worked with Michael Richards at the Laugh Factory and I sat with him. He's a weird dude, but I sat as a comic. And then he said all the N-word shit. And I remember walking down the street and there was these dudes, they're cleaning the streets. They was like that. They got that program where they wear the blue little things. It's like for prisoners. They got this cleaning program. And I was standing there by the train station and these dudes was like, man, you hear that shit Kramer said, man? Man, I love that motherfucker too. He was my favorite character on Seinfeld. It was black people talking about him. Wow, that was a disappointment. I said, why? Why are you still on that? And then they'll say, move on. You guys need to move on. You the only race that hasn't moved on. You the only ones. You still call people niggas. What are you doing? That's an old term. 400 years. You still saying the same shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's moving on but you.
Yeah.
You still on that old mentality. Get rid of it, bro. Enough of it.
There was a conversation because you are Nigerian American.
Was this too heavy for y'all?
No, this was great.
No, this is great.
This was amazing.
You sure you don't want me to ask this question?
No, I definitely don't want you to ask this question. But there was a
let Rory ask.
There was a
from the coordination.
there was a thing on the
I'm at the edge of
timeline.
my seat. I can't wait to say it.
There was a thing on the timeline that happens often on the timeline where Black Americans and Black Africans
Oh yeah, here we go.
clash.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
We don't like this and y'all.
You're fucking right.
We don't like each other.
Yeah.
What is that about?
That's like I said. You can give it to the media for that credit. One thing. Okay, here's a reason why the Asians got their Asian hate bill signed. Remember, they got that shit signed in seconds.
Yeah,
2 days.
Because they're connected to Asia. Chinese people still got connection to Asia. And the Asians, and they got deals with Asia. So they go, it would behoove us to sign this hate bill because the Asians in Asia look out for the Asians here because they got family out here that are establishing themselves. Even though Chinese have been here since what, the 1700s, 1800s,
Yeah.
built the railroads for Anderson Cooper's granddad.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it Oakland or what? No, West Coast, right?
Vanderbilt, San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco. Yeah.
Cornelius Vanderbilt is Anderson Cooper's great grandfather.
Yeah.
And there's a statue of him on 46. You know when you make that turn off of Park Avenue? That statue, that's his great-great-grandfather. Anderson Cooper comes from that kind of money.
He literally lives in a firehouse.
Yeah, the one on 3rd Street that used to be right next to the Boston Comedy Club. Yeah. He bought that whole firehouse. But he's loaded like that. Like Gloria Vanderbilt, that's his mother, famous treasure. So the Chinese look out for their people. Those are our people. You better sign some shit. What you doing? Africa is divided. See, because Europeans came and purposely divided the African countries. You know, you have to have a passport to go to the neighboring country. But in Europe, you could take a train to Italy, to France. Because I took a train from Amsterdam to Spain. You don't need a passport. But the Europeans came when they were colonizing and taking all the resources. They literally purposely bordered off African countries so Africans couldn't meet each other. That's where the division comes from, colonization. Right. So when on TV, you know, I was born in America. My sister was born in Nigeria. Me and my brother were born in America, grew up in Chicago. I was born in Nebraska. My father was in school in Nebraska. Then we moved to Chicago. So on TV, we would watch Africa and it would be poor people, flies and Tarzan. And I'd be asking my dad, is this what Africa is? What are you talking about? We have we were like, right. So then they show that to us. So African Americans are like, damn, these Africans are fucked up. Then in Africa, they show Black Americans being arrested, criminals, drug dealing. So they purposely did that because they didn't want any Black progress. That was like, we can't let these motherfuckers rise. So that's why when an African meets an African American, they'd be like, oh, you Black African booty scratchers. They used to call us Black African booty scratchers. I was like, we scratch our butts? I used to think, and I didn't even want to scratch my ass. I'm like, I don't want the stereotype. You know, I'm itching right now. I don't want to do this.
I haven't showered in hours.
African booty scratcher. But then we were thought, and then Africans be like, oh, you guys are lazy, da. And African Americans are some of the most unlazy people. If you know the history of African American history, they built this fucking country. Lazy, white people were lazy. They weren't doing anything. Right. Black people did everything. You'd even know that denim is a Black invention. Denim jeans are a Black invention because they created them to work in the fields. Denim, you talk about, I'm just saying, the elevator, the escalator, all of this is Black inventions. The street sweeper is a Black invention. But it makes sense. We were working all the time. Right. The ironing board, the dryer, refrigeration, it's Black. The microphones we talk on, the guy's still alive. He created it. James West, Black inventor. Our security system, 1966, a Black nurse, Mary Van Brighton in Queens. She created the fucking security system. You understand where I'm coming from? It's like we created so much. African Americans created lazy. Fuck are you talking about? But they were stolen. Patents were stolen. Thomas Edison stole a lot of Black people's shit. I mean, he was a great inventor, but he stole a lot of shit too. And he did a lot of shit, horrible shit to Jewish people who were trying to make movies. That's how Hollywood was created. Right. They had to move to LA because Thomas Edison was trying to take up, because he had created the movie camera. But then there were like a lot of little Jewish, like, you know, immigrants going, we want to start doing movies. And that's how the Nickelodeons were made. The Nickelodeons were little, you know, little films you put a nickel in and you'd watch. And those Jewish people were like, you know, renting them out. And they were so anti-Semitic. Thomas Edison and Henry Ford were anti-Semitic. Go get these motherfuckers out of here. And a lot of them went west and then started creating Louis B. Mayer, Warner Brothers. These are all real people. Fox, William Fox. They started creating their own shit. You know what I'm saying? Because of people stealing all, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. But survival, it was just survival. That's why when you see like the whole Jewish story is heavy. Like they were getting their asses whooped. And they go, well, let's create our own shit. Same with Black folks. Creating. Look at all of American music. All of it. Blacks, people oppressed. We create country music. Country music is Black. So absolutely, fuck all that shit. Yeah. It's Black. It was poor Black people singing and poor whites was like, I want to sing too.
We'll call it bluegrass.
We call it bluegrass. It's Black.
Well, the banjo is Black.
It's African.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's African. There's a museum in Scottsdale, Arizona, of all places, called the Museum of Instrumental Music. It's MIM. I think they have one in Austria. When you walk in there, it's all the instruments from their original origin. From every continent. They divide them all in Africa's the biggest one, of course. They have Australia. If you look at Australia, they have video of the actual instrument being played. Australia, you got to see Australia. Fuck you up. They show the Aborigines.
Okay.
And so everybody's like, who are they? They go, those are the original Australians. And they're playing the didgeridoo. They're playing all these instruments that people thought it was white. And they show the black people with their tribal marks. And it's just them. And I go, the original shit. And then when you walk into another place, there's the original banjo. The banjo, African. So all these hillbillies have been going, ding, 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 playing an African instrument. You understand? So all of that is like, all of that, they don't want, that's why they, you know, this administration say, we got to stop Black history. We got to ban all the books because they don't want you to know what the fuck has been done, what they did. Because let's be honest, most of Black American history is about being shit on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's all they were, it's being shit. And that's why they go, we don't want to talk. No. We need to talk about it. You know why we need to talk about it? We got to understand why you still acting that way right now. You have to know history. And I don't want to sound corny. You have to know history to assess how a motherfucker is now. Yeah. Why do you act like that? Where's this coming from? Well, we just move on. No, but you call me the N-word. I need to know where it comes from. Oh, gotcha. So that helps me to be able to navigate. Yeah. You understand? So it's like, okay, if you go to the doctor, what's the first thing they pull out? What's the first thing they pull out?
Your insurance form.
I know some real shit,
we
though.
We can't help you.
But the first thing they pull out is your medical history.
Yeah, absolutely.
They go, and they make you go, you can fill this out. Have you had, do you take, it's all history.
Yeah.
The dentist to bring out, okay, when you was last here, let's see. That's the same thing. But for us, it's always just go, can we just move? But everybody else's history gets talked about. But us is like, oh, here we go with the Black shit. Well, you're enjoying half of our shit. You're enjoying Black shit every day.
Every day.
You just got back from a Beyonce concert. And you're mad about history now? Beyonce comes from this pain.
Yeah.
Jay-Z comes from, where do you think hip hop comes from?
Right.
It comes from pain. Black people were doing it. It was Black folks rapping. Period. Jazz, Black, everything. Ska music is Caribbean rock and roll, and it was a lot of white bands playing the shit. Punk rock is Black. You can look at the Band Called Death documentary that predates the Ramones. Black shit. Yeah. Stop. Rock and roll.
Most of what Led Zeppelin stole was.
Oh, they got sued for plagiarism. No white guy goes, I'll be your backdoor man. That's a Black riff.
Yeah, I've never thought
that. That's Black. White guys don't talk
His name is
that.
James Brown.
Hey, baby. That's a Black riff.
Yeah.
When you go, baby, but that's Black singing.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
The only reason why we say it like that, we got to express it because you have been putting us down so much. But the very thing you're playing is the people you hated are the ones that created it. Because anybody that plays music, you have to go through Black people. All of them, they'll all tell you, we started listening to Muddy Waters and we start listening to the Temptations and Motown. I watch a lot of rock documentaries. You know that new documentary, Yacht Rock? You know about Yacht Rock?
I know what Yacht Rock is.
It's just like Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
What a fool believes. All that shit. Boz Scaggs, all of that shit. George Benson, all that. Like, it's like soft rock, but not too soft, but funky. I'm watching it on it's a great doc. And I'm watching it, and these guys created they did these skits about yacht rock. They made it up. And they have these captain's hats, and they play this music on this boat. And it was just that type of music, soft rock, but doesn't rock too hard. And it's right in the middle. And Michael McDonald and Christopher Cross are main people from there. And then I'm like waiting. I'm waiting for the Black part. Yeah. And so I'm waiting to go. Basically, we're playing like Black funk. So I told you.
Yeah.
Of course you are. Yeah. Well, that's why we love Michael McDonald, because he has a Black sound to him.
A lot of people didn't even know Michael McDonald was Black until
I found that out.
They didn't know Billy Caldwell was. Right. Bobby Caldwell.
Yeah.
But
that's some of people's favorite song, and they didn't know.
Hall & Oates, they're from Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I read a whole thing about it. There used to be this really good magazine called Wax Poetics.
Mm-hmm.
WP, they got rid. It was about like alternative shit, like underground hip. It was a dope ass magazine I used to get from Barnes and Noble.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading about Hall & Oates, and they go, we learned our shit from the Temptations. They used to take us on the road, Motown, the Philly sound, the Philadelphia, the sound of Philadelphia, TSOP. It was all the Patti LaBelle's, and we learned from them. I go, of course you did, because you play like them,
Right.
But what I don't understand is the same people you learn from you don't like. That's a weird. That's a disease. That's a psychosis to me.
Mm-hmm.
Toni Morrison said it best. What are white people without racism? What are you? Are you any good? You're just out there strung out with your little. What are you without it? What are you?
Irish.
I know you look very Irish. Yeah. Rory, I was like, yeah. Rory McCallaghan. Yeah, fucking
Godfrey said, hey, well, you look very Irish.
yeah. But the Celtics come from Africa. Celtic history is African. If you know about the Celtics, it's African. Shit. You look it up and really read. Yeah, it's African. So, I mean, but then the story of St. Patrick's Day, that snake thing had to do with the pygmies. Had to do with them getting the pygmies out of that area. And it was an Irish historian that said it. I was like, what? He goes, he didn't drive out the snakes. It was the African pygmies that were there. That's where it came from. So, I mean, a lot of people
We tried to change it to getting the British out of Ireland.
But
I know the original
right, it's
story,
the Africans.
yes. But we changed it to make it fun.
I'm saying
Trixies.
But the Oompa Loompas in Willy Wonka are black slaves, but they changed it to green people. Yeah. I just read all this shit. I just look it up. I go, what the fuck? Yeah, man. So it's like the history of us and society it's been fucked up. So when we talk about our history, it's all about you fucking with us. Yeah. And then, but the fact that we create this cold ass shit called jazz and blues and bebop and gospel and that's some magical shit to me. And then you profit off of it.
Right.
You could at least say thank you, because they go, because like, you know, when you talk about this, people go, you don't like white people. I said, why are you going in there? Why you just uncomfortable? I'm talking to you. I don't like white people. I don't like your behavior. It's the behavior. I judge people by, there's black people I don't like. Fuck you talking about?
Absolutely.
I judge people, but you're so caught up in not owning up to anything and learning that it's the guilt shit. You don't like white people, really?
Right.
Is that what it is?
Right.
I go, I shouldn't like you. At least I got reason. At least I got reason to not like. I really have a reason to not fuck with you. But I'm not like that. You know?
Yeah.
But you don't have a reason to hate us. You just do. You just, out of nowhere. I don't like you. Why? Just don't like you. Huh? What kind of sense does that make?
Yeah.
But you all up in our soup, though.
Yeah.
You all up in our soup, though.
Yeah.
And I even said, okay, segregation, that's fine. Well, let's have segregation then. But this time it has to be equal, though. You can't come and burn our towns. You can't come and ride with your sheets and Right. That day's over. You ain't gonna try that this time.
Yeah, no.
You ain't coming back alive. That's facts. You're not doing that yeehaw shit here.
Second Amendment exists.
Yeah. It's no good when it's no fun when the rabbit gets the gun. Motherfuckers are gunned up.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I've seen these videos where everyone's like, man, come now, dog. Yo, man, we ready for all this baseball shit. If you ready for that smoke, dog, that's cool.
We have switches now.
But my thing is, like, they talking about race war, but as soon as your mom or your daddy get fucked up, now you're gonna be like, wait, stop.
Yeah.
Because you've done too much and people ain't playing with you no more. Rage is different. When it's built up, you don't know what a man is capable of.
Yeah.
When it's rage, when you're just hating off of when you have real rage, and this is years of it, you're dealing with the wrong motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
You don't understand. People are tired of this kind of behavior. Women are tired of men with their shit. Same thing. Women are tired of this shit. We tired of that. Stop.
Yeah.
We're sick of it, man.
Yeah.
And you can see it now. We tired of that shit. There's rage. I just hate women. Why? You came from one.
I got news for you.
It
means you're gay.
Right. You know
I got news for you. It means you're gay.
I got news for you. Funniest iced tea line of all time.
And that's real shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, why do you hate him so much? Why?
Yeah.
Like something's wrong with you. You came from one, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that same thing.
Yeah.
But don't underestimate them.
Yeah.
If they tired of your shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just like, that's the thing I think of. It always says, when you're a conscious man, you're a doomed man. That's what James Baldwin said.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I read so much. Since college, I've always read. And in Chicago, I would go see the minister. I would go see him live.
Yeah.
So I was just learning so much shit. And I was around, I had Sister Soldier come to our school, Stokely Carmichael, Francis Cress Welsing. We had Daruba Ben Wahad, who was actual Black Panther member with Afeni Shakur.
Okay.
He's in the you see the documentary Tupac?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And he's in that. And he came to my college. We sat with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I was that dude.
Yeah.
Listening to Public Enemy, Karis, like all that, and Brand Nubian.
Mm. Yeah.
I was Peace of the Gods and the Earths.
Yeah.
And the Flat Earthers.
Yeah, and the Flat Earthers.
Piece of the Flat Earth is crazy.
But it was like all of that consciousness was like, and I go, pro-blackness doesn't mean anti-anything. It means pro. We proud of who we are,
right.
Because you have to exaggerate your pride because people are shitting on you every day. Mm-hmm. And then the images, think about the images they show of us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're Africans and blacks will fight because, you guys are lazy. Well, you guys don't have no food. It was media.
Yeah.
But now you see things are changing. Look at what Ibrahim Traore, the brother from Burkina Faso and the Mali, and they've kicked out the French. Like there's a couple of black leaders that are coming together going, we're going to have no more taking our shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because Europe survived. I didn't know that Europe was surviving off of African resource. When I was little, I was thinking, wow, they got diamonds? And where did they get all this from?
Yeah.
They were stealing from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were stealing. I didn't know.
The reason the UK is a small ass island.
It's not even a continent. It's a peninsula. Europe they included
it could
themselves.
sink in 10 years.
And the UK is so tiny. United Kingdom.
Yeah.
United with who?
Right. It's like you primitive Africans.
Yeah.
Really? The spear is one of the smartest weapons ever invented. You can do everything with the spear, bow staff. Mm-hmm. You can do everything. Hunt. You can walk with it. You can, and we were the primitive ones.
Right.
It's like, but I understand if you're a smaller group of people, how do you control a bigger group of people? You got to find ways to divide and conquer. It's actually it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Gotta give him credit for that.
Absolutely.
Then you mentally fuck them and say you ain't shit for a long time, and then they start fighting amongst each other.
Shit, yeah.
And then they want to be like the guys in power. And it's actually brilliant. Mm-hmm. I'm mad, but I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, you understand it.
That's the only way. It's like it's all about capitalism, money, domination. I get it. Mm-hmm. But at this day and age, like, come on.
Yeah.
Are we still
doing that?
We got people like, you probably this your boy, you gonna back him up on anything. Like, this is my man.
Right.
Fuck what you talking about? Mm-hmm. There's groups like that that grow up. There's white dudes that have grown up with nothing but black people that are adopted by black people and vice versa. It's like, nah, this is my man. This is my man. Mm-hmm. Don't fuck who you are.
Right.
Fuck you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the shit we should be on.
Yeah.
You work with the people that you work with. Like, I got my, by the way, I got my hour special I'm be doing next week. And when is this coming out?
Tomorrow.
Next week, I will be doing my hour special at the Apollo.
Yep.
Oh. Finally.
Yeah.
Shit. Finally.
Yeah.
Which day of the week is it?
It's what is it today? It's Thursday. June 12th.
We'll be back.
There's
Thursday,
a 6 p.m. and a 9 p.m. But if you guys want to be on the list or whatever,
yeah,
you
we'll
let me know.
I
got my producer, Rachel Fraser, who is fantastic. She put this all together, man.
Yeah.
Like fucking just, and I had Shaq call me to kick me like 2 years ago. He goes, it's time for you to do your special. Mm-hmm. He's like, let me know how much it is. Mm-hmm. I said, all right, I'll tell you, Shaq. So he goes, and I said, I'm going to raise some money for myself, though. And I give shout out to the GoFundMe. My fans were like, why don't you do a GoFundMe? I raised some money for that with GoFundMe. Thank you for my fans for doing that shit. Mm-hmm. And I said, let me at least contribute, And then I told Shaq, I said, Shaq, I'll do Sony Hall. It's about 400 to 500 people. He goes, come on, man, think outside the box. Think bigger. Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah. So we look at King's Theater in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. Then we look at the Apollo. He goes, that's too big. I was like, the fuck you talking about? How much it gonna cost? So Rachel,
The Apollo.
Rachel puts it together, because that's what she does. She's a producer, line producer. She does all that shit. She knows all the business. So she put down a whole schematic of what it's to cost, the overhead, everything to detail. Sent it to Shaq. No, man, it's too much. And then he sends me his fucking contract of what he did. You know, Shaq All-Stars?
Yeah.
I go, Shaq, that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
You just got a bunch of comics doing 10, 15 minutes. This is a special.
Yeah.
Has to look right.
Yeah.
Your shit looks like you shot it. He goes, no, that's not true. I was like, dog, the fuck, man? I go, but Shaq got me off my ass to do it. I give him that credit.
Yeah.
I'm still asking for some kind of money.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What about for a commercial, motherfucker? But he kicked me off. He was like, yo, you gotta do your special. And will.i.am gave me some money. Like,
Dope.
I didn't ask for it. He gave it to me. He's a fan. will.i.am's part of executive producing it. And another brother named Rodrigo, who's just a venture capitalist that was a fan of mine.
He sells coke.
Rodrigo.
I don't give a fuck.
One name, no last name.
Like my boy said, I don't care if it's coke. I'll just go 100, 200, 300. But he's a businessman who's been a big fan of mine and just really contributed too. I didn't even ask.
Dope.
And then I got a great message. Can I play that? Where's my phone? Hey, can you give me my phone? Watch this. This is pretty kick-ass. I like to brag about it. But hopefully I won't have to brag and I'll be his friend and it'll just be normal to me. But I had a really nice message left for me for this. And I don't even know him like that. But he's liked my stuff before. And it's a big deal to me. Shit. Watch this. Ready? Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Whew. This is kick-ass. I want to play this. Ready?
Yo, brother. It's Rock here. Just checking in with you, man. I just saw your post about the Apollo. Dude, that's fucking amazing, man. I know you're gonna rock that house, man. Keep doing great work, brother. Keep kicking ass, and I'm always supporting you, man. Always rooting for you to win. But the fucking Apollo, come on, man. I love it. All right, dude. Keep killing it. We'll talk soon. Congrats on that.
The Rock.
It's
That's fire,
probably in the middle of a squat set. Wow.
Yeah, he's like this. I'm lifting buildings right now.
Yeah.
Just getting fucking more diesel and more rich. Listen.
Future president of the United States.
Absolutely.
He should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck that.
Oh, it's coming for sure.
The Rock would be
Give
like,
it 10 years. The Rock.
you
is gonna
smell
run for
what the
president.
Rock's cooking?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm cooking a deficit.
We need it.
He goes, let me tell you, man, I'm gonna go into Russia. I'm gonna go there, tell
by
Putin,
myself.
I'm not having this shit. Plain and simple. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
hey, Putin, do you smell what the Rock's cooking?
Yeah.
Like,
Vin Diesel's
remember
definitely
in
gonna be
Fast
the-
and Furious? Toretto.
Yeah.
You're under arrest, Toretto. And that's what's gonna happen. That's not a bad Rock.
Let me throw you off this train to prove that I
man.
arrested you.
I could just see the Rock going, hey, we asked you about the nuclear situation. Looks like you're gonna get fucked up. Don't let me come back here to have to negotiate. The Rock has spoken.
That's dope, man. That's fire.
And when the
man.
Rock speaks, you're not sure if he hates you or if he's being
Right,
nice.
but the fact that I thought it was a mistake, I was like, I'm in North Carolina. I was like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I was in Raleigh a couple weeks ago. I was like, yo, you see this shit? The Rock, man. And I was like, wow, that was fucking
dope,
cool, man.
June 12th. Apollo
June
Theater.
12th, man, you can go to Ticketmaster or Ticket on Sale. I think it's Tickets on Sale. Some other.
we can put a link.
We'll put a link
But
in it.
Ticketmaster, go to Ticketmaster and listen, if you're sensitive, don't come. If you don't like profanity, don't fucking come.
Yeah.
All right? If you're open-minded, I talk about race, I talk about religion, just don't come if you're sensitive. I ain't got time for that shit. I want a nice audience, just have fun. Don't take nothing personal, but if you don't like my style, do not come in there.
Yeah.
Fuck all. Some people will come just to be an asshole.
Oh, you know that.
I don't want that. I don't want the
Just to
camera.
write a blog the next
Because I don't want to drop kick you. I'll run off stage and drop
I don't
the
wanna
fuck
drop
out
kick
you.
Before we let you go, Godfrey,
Yeah.
we need your, because they do this all the time on the timeline, like the Mount Rushmores. Who is Godfrey's Mount Rushmores of black comics?
Of comics, period. I'm
Okay.
wearing one.
Okay.
George Carlin is
Carlin, well, Pryor, Carlin, Mooney, Mooney, let's see. Cosby, sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck what you heard.
Fuck
yeah, I
what
know.
you heard. Yeah.
Comedy-wise.
Yeah.
You just
Comedy.
told us that the women were fed up.
You see the people and you see, and you got to say, Barbara Drew.
Yeah.
And then that's what it did. You see?
See, I'm not even trying to say it.
And Pryor's like, man, shut your ass up, nigga. Shit. Goddamn.
Is Mike Epps still doing the Pryor movie?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I know he was talking
that
about
was-
it.
I have no idea.
I feel like they shot like
It's
half
up
of it
and
or something.
down. I don't know. It's in and out. Because I know they had Marlon for it, then they had Damon Wayans for it, then they had... But then they had a British dude that was supposed to do it. His name was Lenny Henry or something. And he did a really good Pryor.
Okay.
Say, Jack, goddamn, kiss my ass. Shit. This a good man, suck my dick. Shit. Where the cocaine? Goddamn, white people used to motherfuckers, Jack. Cause you don't know, man. These white folks can fight. You can't whoop every white boy ass.
Scary how fucking he sounds exactly like Richard Pryor.
Going from Terrence Howard to Richard Pryor,
It's
just two
fucking-
totally
I
different
think-
tones.
I tell you, I get no respect. Huh? What a crowd. What a crowd. What a crowd. What a crowd.
Godfrey, we appreciate you, man.
Did I name all? I said Pryor.
Yeah, Carlin.
Cosby, Carlin, Mooney. Oh yeah, Mooney and Red Fox.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Red Fox. And the one thing I want to say is wash your ass. You got to wash your ass.
What did you think of Quincy Jones's one of his last interviews talking about Pryor, Marvin Gaye, everybody fucking each other? That was one of the wildest
Yeah, that
interviews
was
of all time.
crazy.
That was one of the wildest
Marvin
interviews in print
Gaye.
history. There was an E at the end.
Marvin Gaye. I mean, Pryor talked about fucking another dude.
Yeah.
He's like,
I thought it was a
motherfuckers
bit.
act like they ain't never fucked no. That's what he said.
That is crazy.
He's like, motherfuckers don't want to admit they fucked no. Motherfuckers don't admit they got some dick in their ass.
I ain't never fucked.
Man, I fucked the shit. The shit was good too. Yeah, but
We're gonna move that to the intro of the episode.
Holy
it's
That's how
like
it's gonna start.
Carlin's like, Earth Day? Fucking, I'm getting tired of that shit. I'm tired of that shit. Earth Day?
Yeah.
You think a couple of plastic bags are gonna save the fucking Earth? Yeah.
Wait till he sees plastic straws.
And then Paul Mooney's like, "Oh, you niggas are in trouble. You niggas, you white folks, hey, be careful. White women cry. Everybody's in jail. Everybody's going to goddamn jail." Oh, you niggas. He's like, "Oh, all you house niggas are scared. Oh, I don't want to be scared. But I know, nigga, I know. These white folks, don't fuck with these white folks. I don't trust nobody white."
Was it you that told me you went to a Mooney show and he read the paper the entire set?
Oh
That's
my God.
hilarious.
So I'm at Caroline.
On stage.
And he goes up to 3 hours.
Oh my
He don't give a fuck.
God.
He goes, he's like, "I love when white people leave. That means I haven't lost my touch." White folks always leave. They don't like the truth. I don't like the bullshit. I don't go for the goddamn bullshit.
Yo, he read the paper.
I think that's hysterical.
Imagine paying to go
He
to
was just reading
Caroline.
the paper?
He just
Yeah.
sitting there reading the paper.
Were people laughing?
Of course.
It's so funny. In today's news, white folks kill somebody. Niggas are acting a goddamn fool. Mexicans are getting deported.
Yeah. Legendary Paul.
But
Mooney.
those are my, and I love Joan Rivers. I love old school people, but top 5, they go, all right. But I named Mooney, Pryor, Cosby, Red Fox. Yeah, those are my favorites that I watch still.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of Carlin. I watch a lot of Pryor. I watch a lot of Mooney. They make me, I just love it because there's just the edge and not giving a fuck and keeping it 100. That's my style. But Cosby's storytelling, ain't nobody fucking with him.
Yeah.
Because my wife,
Yeah.
I watched him in concert. I go, I need to get back to the lab. Good Lord. He did 2 hours on 2 jokes about his wife not being his friend anymore and his best friend. It was just like, what the fuck was that? Masterclass.
Yeah.
And I thought my wife was my friend and my car. And then said, I'm not going to talk to him. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's too bad with all the shit, but yeah.
Quite possibly the greatest TV joke of all time was when Cosby was leaving the courthouse and just hit him with one of those.
That shit when he did this?
Yeah. That's him letting you know he's still sharp. He's still like,
that was so funny.
That might have been the funniest shit I've ever
That
seen.
was the, he was like,
yeah. That used to be his shit. Yeah, absolutely.
he's, what the fuck? I just,
Legend.
Like doing that coming out of the courtroom off what you're accused of.
And he's like-
and then you just hit him with that.
Yeah.
I was like, that was some funny shit. Because the dude that's watching the video go, ah!
He didn't just do that.
He's like, I see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watch out.
June 12th, the Apollo Theater,
Yes.
Godfrey.
Oh,
we
my
will be there.
Instagram.
On your Instagram.
It's a Godfrey Comic is my Instagram. And they gave me my TikTok back
Okay.
because they banned me. Godfrey Funny is my TikTok.
Okay.
If you know, that's it.
All right. Well, listen. Man, we
Oh, and my
appreciate-
podcast is In Godfrey We Trust.
In Godfrey, we
on
trust.
Gas
I
Digital
definitely
Network,
watch it. I
Tuesdays,
definitely
10
watch that.
p.m.
One of my
Eastern.
favorite podcasts. Even when you
Really?
guys aren't
Yeah,
talking about.
Absolutely. We watch
I was tapped. I didn't just go for the flat earth shit. I was tapped in
Oh,
before.
I didn't know I was, sometimes they don't really tell you numbers and shit. You'd be like,
They
not
don't
knowing.
specifically say Rory's watching. I know.
I know.
Fucking Rory. Oh, that's my boy Rory. You fucking told you. Rory.
That's my new drop.
I love me some Rory. Bring on the Rory. Fucking Irishman. I fucking love it.
Godfrey, thank you, bro. We
You got it.
appreciate you
That was-
coming by,
that was
man. All
awesome.
love.
I can't wait to
man.
come back. Great.
No.